Hey everyone, it's Quickie Baby and welcome back to World of Tanks. And Frontline was always set to return in 2019, but boy did I know it was going to be coming so soon. And that's because last Friday, Wargaming updated the 1.4 test server to also have the Frontline game mode, which means that we're going to be seeing Frontline in 1.4. And funnily enough as well, on the test server, Wargaming kind of leaked the release date as the 11th of February, but whether that is going to happen or it was just a typo that they had in the settings is going to be another question, because there's been no formal announcement about the release date. Now, one thing that's very interesting about Frontline as well, and considering that Monday the 11th of February release date, is that if it's going to be coming in 1.4 and you're going to be able to play French-wheeled light tanks inside it, then that means that they're probably going to have to release the 1.4 release date before that, right? And every single patch of World of Tanks, it's released on the Russian server on a Tuesday, and then most likely the American server and the European server on a Wednesday. And so are we going to be seeing World of Tanks 1.4 on February the 6th for EU and NA? Well, I guess we're going to find out next week, probably on Monday, if that's going to be the case, because they always tell us about whether it's going to be coming onto the Russian server. But I'm pretty sure, at least my best guess, is we're going to be seeing 1.4 on Wednesday the 6th, and we're going to be seeing Frontline released, well, coming back again in the form that you're seeing on Monday the 11th of February, so pretty exciting stuff. So Frontline, if you didn't watch any of my videos about it last year, or alternatively you didn't even see any of my streams where I was playing it through and hopefully trying to get the general rank and prestiging as many times as I could to be able to get the unique camouflages, or I guess styles as we're going to be calling them, during the whole event last year, then you won't know too much about it. What is Frontline? Frontline is 30 versus 30 combat, and it's spread across 3 fronts. You can see one front down here, one front through the middle, and one front on the right, which I am fighting out on. So Frontline is 30 versus 30 combat. You can actually change the top of the screen here to show all 30 tanks, so it's literally twice the amount of vehicles, and the map is 9 times bigger. Although, when you think about it, at the start, only 3 kilometers squared is opened up, so the map is 3 times bigger and twice the number of players, so it's still a little bit spread out. And it works really well, and it's a very, very popular game mode because it's all at tier 8. And so I guess Wargaming have decided, well, if it isn't broken, don't fix it, because it looks like we're going to be seeing, at least for now, the same map. Now, what are the real big deals that we can talk about here? Well, Wargaming released on their homepage a lot of details about the Frontline game mode returning as it hit the 1.4 test server. And they were saying in the first quarter, but it's looking like, at least if that spoiler inside there, the test server about February the 11th, they're going to be seeing at least, yeah, definitely in the first quarter, right? However, contrary to my predictions, Wargaming are clearly saying that it is for our consideration only in its preliminary testing, and that Frontline being on the 1.4 test server does not imply the mode will launch immediately with the 1.4 update, but it will be activated separately from it. So we're just going to have to wait and see. The biggest bit of information is that there are going to be episodes of Frontline, and that there are going to be 10 different weeks total, and there's going to be 1 episode every calendar month. And so what does that mean? Well, that basically means that Frontline is going to be available for 1 week, and it's going to be available throughout the year. So February, March, April, May, etc. etc. And I think this is really great. This is just what I wanted from Frontline, for it to be an event to spice things up. You have 1 week on, and then you have a few weeks off, and then you come back, and it kind of just breaks up that feeling of a grind in World of Tanks. And specifically, a lot of people obviously will use Frontline to grind through their tier 8 vehicles, and so maybe you'll play them for a week, and then you'll have a bit of a break and go back to your tier 6 up to tier 10 tanks, or even your lower tier vehicles, and then next month you're going to go back to grinding through some tier 8 tanks. So it'll be a great opportunity for you to maybe grind a few vehicles up from tier 6 to tier 8 throughout the rest of the month, and then for that 1 week that it's available during the month, then you can play through them and be able to make some decent credits and decent experience at the same time. Next up, Wargaming is saying that you are now going to be able to prestige 10 times. Now, what is prestiging? Well, prestiging inside Frontlines is where you can go up from rank 0 all the way up to, well, rank 1 all the way up to rank 30. Once you reach rank 30, then you've collected all of the rewards and you're not able to get any more, and so you can prestige and you lose all of the benefits that you had, but then you can do it all again. Wargaming is stating that achievements of the prestige levels is limited to +2 prestige levels from the current Frontline episode. So as far as I can tell, what that means is that in week 1, you're going to be able to prestige twice. So you're going to be able to go up to prestige +3, but you will not be able to advance beyond that. And so if you were planning to try and grind all of the 10 prestige levels in the first week to be able to gain all of the rewards, well, that's simply not going to be the case. You're going to have to wait for a few months to go by to be able to prestige up further. Also, Wargaming is saying that if you missed the first few months and you just didn't want to play Frontline, but then for some reason you wanted to jump into it, or maybe you just freshly discovered World of Tanks, that you're going to be able to catch up and then get all the way forward. So if you start playing in episode 5, or should we say month 5, then you're going to be able to prestige up from 1 all the way up to 7, I presume. Now, why would you bother prestige and to reset your experience progress from rank 30 all the way back down to rank 0? Well, that's because you're going to be getting credits, premium consumables, directives, and personal reserves. And in addition to this, achieving each prestige level awards you with bonds, gold, badges, and medals. So there's lots of really great stuff to be able to get. So while the test server is now closed, thankfully I can go back and watch one of my own streams to show you what it was saying while it was up. So here clearly we can see that Wargaming is saying that in the first quarter of 2019 / on the February the 11th, but again, whether that's a typo, we're going to have to wait and see. And here's the really exciting stuff. You can see all of the rewards that you can get going from your rank 1 all the way up to your rank 30. And while I'm sure the amount of credits is going to be adjusted because getting 100 doesn't really seem like it's very generous, there's going to be days of premium from getting through all the ranks. So if this stays the same, this is going to be an opportunity to get 7 days of premium from going from a rank 1 up to rank 30, which seems crazy generous as they're going to be coming back every single month, and so you might be able to get yourself a whole week of premium every single month for free, unless Wargaming change this in the meantime. This next page shows all of the different rewards for prestiging, including prestige points, and what you get to spend those on I'm going to highlight in a second. So clearly we can see bonds, styles, more premium days for prestiging, and whether Wargaming are going to be giving us a unique style every single month, we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, obviously in the first week, you're going to be able to prestige up to 3 times, and so I guess you're going to have to wait for the 8th month or the episode, whatever you want to be calling it, before you're going to be able to reach that 10th prestige and unlock possibly the final rewards. And here you can see what you can spend your prestige points on. If you manage to get 6 prestige points, then you're going to be able to pick up an STA2, the tier 8 premium Japanese medium tank. Alternatively, you can get the WZ111, the tier 8 Chinese premium heavy tank, but that looks like it could cost up to 10 prestige points. But now for the real true rewards for putting in a huge amount of effort in the Frontline game mode, the Emil 1951. This is a premium tier 8 Swedish heavy tank that is very similar to the standard Emil. And while everything is subject to change, it unloads a little bit faster, but it has 1 less shell in its magazine. And as soon as I have gameplay on it, obviously stay tuned to the channel for that, and then I'll give you a full review of the vehicle. But in addition to this, if you get 15 prestige points, you're going to be able to get yourself a unique tier 9 vehicle, for which we have absolutely no idea of what it's specifically going to be. Now, Wargaming say at the bottom, choose wisely. The prestige points you will earn can only afford you a maximum of 2 vehicles. That's definitely something to consider. And Wargaming, I truly hope that we are going to be able to unlock both the Emil 1951 and the unique tier 9 vehicle, and we don't have to choose one or the other, because I tell you what, if we have to choose one or the other and you're unable to unlock everything from the event, then that's absolutely horrific. These 2 vehicles clearly you can purchase with money, and unless you're able to buy the Emil 1951 and then spend your prestige points on the unique tier 9 vehicle, then it will be completely unacceptable if you can't earn enough points to be able to pick up both. Now, what reward vehicle is it likely to be? Well, there's only one true candidate that I can see currently on Tanks GG, and that will be the WZ120 GFT. But apart from this, I was thinking, we lost the SU-12254 back in the day. Are we going to be seeing that return? Well, as of yet, I'm simply guessing or theory crafting. Whether it's going to be one of those 2 vehicles, we're just going to have to wait and see. In addition, Wargaming seem to be making some rather minor changes to the Frontline game mode, balancing some of the map positions, reducing the durability of the main objectives, buffing the smoke screen and inspire, and slightly reducing the damage that artillery strike and airstrike is going to inflict. But apart from that, the game mode stands pretty much the same. And so while I really like the additional rewards that Wargaming are going to give us, and let's be honest, Frontline was pretty pretty much awesome in the first place. It's a little concerning that in the 6 months, or even more than 6 months, that it's been since Frontline was released as a complete surprise and was so wildly popular, Wargaming haven't really developed it all that much. The map is still pretty much the same. There's no news about any new maps that will be going into Frontline. It's at the same tier. The UI is pretty much identical. There's no new mechanics. For example, if the general in the battle can gain access to a new tank or have an enhanced feature that can allow his allies and his team to make a push, nothing like this has been added. And while I can definitely understand the rationale behind it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I can't help but be a little bit disappointed as well. I was really hoping that Wargaming were going to take what Frontline was and build upon it, instead of just bring it back with new rewards to be able to achieve. But then again, obviously if Wargaming are only going to release 1 episode each month, and they've got 10 episodes planned, it's going to be October before we see the end of it. And so possibly Wargaming have the opportunity to mix it up a little bit in the middle, and even release a brand new map, although this is by no means confirmed, with future patches of World of Tanks. And so all in all, Frontline, is it something to get very excited about? Well, in my opinion, yes. I really loved the game mode last summer, and I can't wait to mix it up 1 week out of the 4 that I play the game during the month, to be able to grind through the ranks, prestige, and get some pretty cool, unique rewards. But on the other hand, there's still a part of me that feels that Wargaming haven't really jumped on the opportunity and just the mass positive feedback that Frontline received and turned it into something that could have been truly magical. Anyway, that's it for today, ladies and gents. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, but if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And don't forget to let me know in the comments what you think about Wargaming bringing back Frontline so soon, possibly on the 11th of February. And do you think the game mode is perfect as it is, or do you think there were some changes that Wargaming should have implemented it in the about 8 months they've had since we last saw it? And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.